Hello everyone and welcome to this week's episode of Ferris Sports Update. I'm your host Rob Bentley and thanks for tuning in. On this week's show we'll preview a big series against Western Michigan in Bulldog hockey, and we'll recap the trip to Notre Dame, and we'll also check in with Bulldog basketball as they get set to face Grand Valley State. And first up, head coach Bob Daniels of the Bulldog hockey team. And coach, welcome back to the show.
Good to be here, Rob.
Bulldogs this past weekend going to South Bend. You've got a big series coming up against Western Michigan here in Big Rapids this weekend, but two big weekends overall against two of the teams that are maybe the favorites at the top of the CCHA race.
Yeah, we find ourselves really in the mix for the CCHA regular season title in a year when we really, coming into it, we thought that what we wanted to do was build towards the playoffs, and that with the number of young players that we had to start the year, and we lost 8 seniors that we didn't expect to be in the hunt, I would say, this late in the season. When we have a shot now, it's not we're kind of in a little bit back, and we'd have to really win a lot of games. But we're 6-2 in our last 8, and it was a big weekend against Notre Dame, and certainly I don't think the game's disappointed in terms of the way they came out.
As we go to the highlights of Friday's game, the first game down in South Bend, the Bulldogs got behind early, but again, your kids showed some great resolve, battled back, and were able to pull out a 3-1 win.
Boy, it was a big win, and you're right on. We did fall down early, and we knew Notre Dame had, as of late, hasn't been playing as well, or they're not getting the wins, and they were having a hard time scoring. So when they got this first goal, you could almost see a level of relief on their players. You can see it here in the highlights that they're really, to an extent, maybe almost over celebrating, but it's been a while since they've been scoring, and they probably have had the lead. So, but I give our guys a lot of credit because we are shorthanded right now. We got a lot of players out due to injury, and being on the road is difficult. Pretty sure it was a sellout crowd there, so it's a tough place to play. And I give our guys a ton of credit for battling back. I thought C.J. Mott, this is the only goal all night that he gave up. He had a spectacular night. And I thought through 2 periods we were the better team, though. I thought we carried the action. And then in the third period, it happens quite a bit when you're on the road. The other team really pressed the score, and we were outshot fairly handily in the third, but that's where C.J. really stood up and did a great job for us.
Kyle Bonus with the first Bulldog goal here, and again, the Bulldogs able to capitalize on the power play, and right now he ranks 7th in the country, and just talk about his performance.
Sure, well, he's 7th in the country in goal scoring, and this goal you see here on the highlights, it was a goal scorer's goal, in that he turned and shot it right away, a great release. And this is the game-winning goal. Just real quick, if I can go to Don Panetta, that's his 2 first career goals, game winner against Michigan State, and this is the game winner this night against Notre Dame. So it took him a year and a half, or a year and 3 quarters to get his first collegiate goal. Now he's got a scoring streak and a game-winning goal streak going. So good for him, and maybe continue on. Great pass by Dakota Kletcher as well. But Kyle Bonus, yeah, he's 7th in the country in goal scoring. He's also only 3 goals off the lead for the national. He's 3 goals from the #1 guy. So he's having a great year. He's a goal scorer. He's a predator out there, and does a good job. And he scores this goal here too on the empty net. A little bit fortuitous. I mean, it's a long shot, but I don't mind the guys taking it. In the old school days, we used to say, don't take that shot and get an icing and have it back in your end. Nowadays, I'm kind of open to it. If it looks like it's a shot you can make, go ahead and take it.
You pull out the 3-1 win on Friday, and always a challenge coming back on Saturday to pull off the sweep. Just talk maybe about the differences, first of all, between Friday night and Saturday night. Well,
sure, and you're right about the sweep thing. And, it's funny, we were talking before we came on the air about splits. And, it's a good split if you lose Friday night and you win, come back and win on Saturday. It's a tough split or a bad split if you win Friday and you lose Saturday because you get greedy. And we wanted to, but it's tough. It's like Notre Dame's a really good team. They were odds-on favorite to win the league coming in. They're quality. They've been #1 in the nation at some point during the season. They're strong from the net out, experienced, big, strong. And we did give up a lot of size to Notre Dame, and especially with having a few of our bigger guys out with injuries. And I think it took its toll on Saturday. I thought we looked a little tired, and I didn't think we had the jump in our skates we had on Friday night.
One change on Saturday night, Charles Williams, the freshman, starts in goal, and a chance to get him out on the ice.
Yeah, well, we needed to do this. Charles has been looking better and better in practice, and I think it's important for a variety of reasons. One, I wanted to see how he looked and performed, and I thought he had a good game. Now, there's probably a couple goals he'd like to have back, but also there was some big saves he made in there. And one of the things that's not in the highlight package, he got run into in, I believe it was the second period. It looked like we were going to have to put C.J. Mott in because he was hurt. Well, he stayed in, but he also had to face a penalty shot, right? Like, you know, that same play they called a penalty shot against us. Against the kids shooting for them was Anders Lee, probably their top scorer. And boy, what a great job he did. He made the save there. So he had a good performance, but we've got to be prepared as we move forward in the season. You know, if CJ gets ill, if he gets injured, if something occurs, we're going to have to go with Charles. And like I said, he's earned the right to start through his practice habits and his practice play.
You took a 2-1 lead over Notre Dame, but then they're able to come back and get the 3 final goals to pull out the split. But still, where you're at, 4th place in the CCHA, and still very much in contention.
Yeah, we are very much in contention, and certainly we're in contention for our primary goal. And the first goal we always says we want to finish in the upper division of the league, the top 5. We would like to see a bye in that first round, and then hopefully get home ice, so a top 4 finish. But the first thing is find a way to secure a top 5 spot, and then start looking, you know, to get in the top 4, and then if you can, you know, cement that away, if we're still in the hunt, then take a run at the league title. But first things first, we want to get that home ice in the playoffs.
You can go a long way towards helping establish that this weekend. A big series against Western Michigan here in Big Rapids, and I know you had a chance to face them earlier in the year. Just tell me what you expect out of Western Michigan this weekend.
Sure. Well, we're facing what I consider to be the 2 top teams in the league right now, in Notre Dame last weekend, and now moving forward against Western. I really like Western's team. From the goal out, they're veteran, they're experienced, and they're good. And they've got arguably the best defensive core in the CCHA, if not in college hockey. They're hard to get scoring chances against, and when you do, you've got to face Slabowski in net, and he's an excellent goaltender. They've got firepower through about 3 lines up front, good power play, good penalty kill. There's no weaknesses with their team. So this will be an examination of our team, I think, moving forward and seeing exactly how good we are. And you know, earlier this year they beat us twice down at Western. Both good games. We had a really good opportunity. We had the lead inside of 5 with 5 minutes to play on the Saturday night and lost. So we're looking forward to the challenge, though.
Well, Coach, expecting large crowds, and hopefully the fans are there to help support the Bulldogs this weekend in what should be a great series at the Aveglaven Ice Arena.
It sure will, Rob.
Thanks for tuning in. We'll be back with more Ferris Sports Update right after this.